Hey guys, it's Still back here. I'm bringing you some domination commentary on Hanoi. Now, as a PS3 player such as that I am still waiting for the map pack to come out, so unfortunately you guys are going to have to see the same old maps that you guys have been seeing since the birth of this game back in November. I apologize, but it's not my fault. Before I get talking about the commentary, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about YouTubing in general and what it's like for guys at my level, or should I say my sub-level. I don't know if you guys remember back when Modern Warfare 2 was still hot and heavy. Woody Gamer's Tag and Onslaught did a series of videos, like 3 videos, they're pretty long, each of them were talking about YouTube and how to get involved and what you need to do to be successful at it. And they said a lot of great things in that video, and there's me just being stupid. A lot of things in that video, but there's one thing that really stuck out in my mind that I was able to take to heart when I first started doing these sort of things. And it was something that Woody said, is that you got to find your niche. You have to find something that is different, that nobody else is really doing. Now, it doesn't have to be anything crazily done or anything like that, but something subtle. And I think I found that in the whole military thing. When I first started this thing, I didn't think I was going to bring in the whole military stuff too much, because that was personal and things that I saw and did. You know, I don't know if I wanted to share that with anybody. But then I realized, you know what, the majority of people that watch this, that are subbed and do the YouTubing viewing are teenagers. Guys that are in high school, guys that are graduating high school, and guys that have just graduated high school is usually what are the majority of the people, viewers of the community. So why not talk about something like that? Because I'm sure there's, and like there was, I was right, tons of guys that are interested in about it, that wanted to talk to somebody that was in it and find out information about it. And so that's what I did with the whole Storytime series up on the Huppet community channel. And not only that, it's a kind of a double-headed sword. You have to first find your niche, and I found that in the military stuff, and then you have to be able to network. Now, what I mean by that is to be successful YouTubing. I don't want to say it's this much of a difference, but it almost seems more important. And tell me what you guys think. More important to know people, to network, than it actually is your content. Meaning, you could have a little bit lesser quality content and still have a great networking pool of guys that will help you out and get popular, and still be very, very successful. But if you do it the other way around, it wouldn't really work. You can have great content, but not have that networking base, and you will go nowhere. And that's kind of a shame, but that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, this is real life stuff, especially now in this day and age, and people trying to find jobs. I heard something the other day. Last year, they said 60 to 7% of all jobs that were people were hired for jobs, that employers were looking for jobs. 60 to 70% of those jobs were never ever posted publicly. They were never on any of those career builder sites or in a newspaper or on some forum. It was all through networking, somebody knowing somebody that needed a job. And this thing still applies to the whole YouTubing thing, and maybe even more so. So not only do you have to have your certain your spin on something, you also have to know people, and for me, that was the Huppet gaming community. The Huppet community page there was able to post up majority of my series of Storytime. That got me a lot of subs. You guys came over from that, and then they contacted me saying they wanted to put my first boot camp story up on the big site, and and that was wonderful. And the majority of you guys came over from that. I mean, for me, coming into that whole Huppet thing with about 60 or so subs, and then now about a month and a half later, I guess. Right, and then having over 300 subs, and in one day when that first video went up on the Huppet Gaming site, the one that has almost 40K subs, I had over 200 subs in one day. I mean, I know for guys like Wings and things like that, you may not think that doesn't mean a whole lot, but for me that was huge. That was pretty cool for me. I thought that was really neat. I thought, I was on top of the world, and no one can touch me, and but obviously not. But anyways. So that's what you need to do. So if you're doing this YouTubing thing, you need to find your niche. And I tell my buddies that they're doing this, that's saying, my channel isn't growing and stuff, find something. Find something that you like doing. If it's not Black Ops, find another game and start putting it places, other places. You might only get 2 or 3 subs per video, but that's 2 or 3 subs that you didn't have, you know. So and also too, I took away from the big conversation with Woody was also it takes time. Some guys might be able to do it real quickly, depending on who you know, and other times it might go real quick. I mean, even Woody had to go through a period of time where he had to wait. It wasn't until now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was around him, found him when he was still probably around 30K subs. And obviously very successful, but he didn't really take off like he is now until he found Hutch. I think that's what it was. And then also too, when Wings of Redemption and him hooked up, when he initially started looking for that game battles team. So even him, even almighty, you know, Woody Gamertag had to have that period, that stage in his career where he had to wait and rely on people to help him get to where he wanted to be. So that's what every YouTube guy's got to go through at some stage, at some level, at some point during their YouTubing career. Now let's get into something this kind of transitions into my next topic. Selling out, as some guys would say, or getting paid to do this. I have no qualms about that. You know, let's take a Wings of Redemption, whose job is this? And he makes enough money. I guess he said in one of his videos that he's going to help his mom open a restaurant. Now, I don't know if all his money from that comes from YouTubing, but let's say it does. You know, he's a guy that has shown you how successful YouTubing can be. And who are we to say, especially in this day and age of where jobs are very tough to come by, that he can't or shouldn't be paid for doing what he does. He obviously loves what he does. He is doing it because he really enjoys it. Why not get paid? You know, he has a one-up on me. I'm still going to school trying to get involved in doing the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life and to get paid for. He's already living that dream. He's already doing that. I'm still in college. So you know what? Good on him. You know, I wouldn't make that choice, doing this as a sole career. But who am I to say that he can't? Now, let me say this too. I wouldn't mind getting paid to do what I'm doing here. Now, from what I understand though, you need to have so many views to make a decent paycheck, or so many likes YouTubing to get a decent paycheck doing this. You know, I think a lot of guys that have, you know, 20 to 50,000 subs will make something around, you know, $60 a month or something like that. Something to support the hobby a little bit. Might be able to buy you your next game or a small piece of, equipment. You know, you need to have the sub base like a Cnanners or Wings to really enjoy what a paycheck that is reasonable you can say you can live off of. So let's get that out of the way, because you know, getting paid for it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get rich off doing it, by no stretch of the imagination. So I wouldn't say it's selling out. I would say, you know what, he made it. You know, YouTube recognized him enough to say, you know what, we can pay him for the ads. Or for getting on Machinima as a director and getting paid for that, you've made it. You know, I wouldn't mind getting on Machinima myself, doing some Respawn stuff, but for whatever reason, their pre- and post-roll videos don't work on my Sony Vegas. I don't know why. So until I figure that out, that isn't going to happen. So that's my view on the whole getting paid thing, on the whole sub, being a low sub commentator, such as myself. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I get frustrated sometimes with the game because I'm getting tired of playing this game or another game. But you know what? I have to meet the demands of the community. You know, I feel sorry for guys like Wings. You know, if he ever gets tired of Black Ops, he can't stop playing it. I mean, that's his bread and butter. Now, I don't think he ever will get tired of Black Ops or any Call of Duty first-person shooter games. But as I say, he did. He can't give it up, because as soon as he gives it up, no one's going to watch his shit. Now, you know, that's just the nature of the beast sometimes. You know, you have to meet the demands of your community. Me, I could take a few days off and not post a video and not be too concerned with how the community react, because I got such a small community. So that's my view on that. Now let's look at a little bit about this commentary. You know, this game, I really do enjoy showing you guys hard-fought, entertaining matches, and this game was another one of those. The score differential was 50 points, but we seem to be switching points a lot. They would grab that, then we would grab this, you know, that sort of thing. I'd take a few more deaths. That's fine. I have no problem showing you guys deaths. I have no qualms about, is my video YouTube worthy? Now, the only thing that I judge it on, if it's worthy enough, is it entertaining, or do I show you something useful? That's my view on that. So I don't mind showing you a game like this. I go like 36 and 14. A lot of guys say that's not YouTube worthy. You need to be 30 and 2 to put it on YouTube. Bullshit. Bull. Shit. That's what I say at least. Alright guys, that's the end of this one. Click like if you enjoy what you're seeing. Leave a comment, and I'll catch you later. See yous.